Welcome to another tutorial by Feathery Knots. Today we will be making a square knot pyramid with berry knots. All the cords found in your pack will need to be tied onto the dowel in a lark head knot. Once you've tied all the cords onto the dowel, make sure they are evenly distributed. Next, you're going to be doing a descending pyramid using square knots. The two outer cords are going to be tied onto the two middle cords. The left cord is going to travel under the middle cord and over the right cord, while the right cord is going to travel over the middle and under the left cord. We're now going to do that in reverse, with the new left cord is going to travel over the middle and under the right, while the new right cord is going to travel under the middle and over the left. Now you'll have to repeat this all the way across to the right, using up all the cords that are hanging from the dowel. Once you have finished your first row, we're going to start on the second. Now the second row misses out the first two cords, and you're going to start creating the new row from the third cord. You will need to do the exact same on the other side. You're going to miss out the two outer cords and start from the third cord in. Once you've done the outer cords, it's now time to fill in the rest of the row. The reason I recommend you do it this way is so you don't get confused and carried away making knots and forget to miss out the right ones. Now that you've got the hang of it, you will need to continue with the rows, with the start and end of each row missing out the two cords on the outside. Eventually you will be left with a single square knot row. And here is your pyramid shape. Now we need to secure the pyramid with a border of double half hitch knots. The outside cord, cord 1, is your static cord, and that is what you will be tying the double half hitch knot onto. Now remember, the half hitch knot is always tied onto the static cord. The static cord is what drives the direction of the pattern or the border that you are completing. Therefore, it must always be on top or in front of the cord that you are tying onto it. Once you have tied all the way to the center, you will need to begin again from the right hand side, working your way down to the middle again. And this is what it should now look like. For the final part of this wall hanging, we're going to be tying some berry knots. Berry knots are great for adding some texture and depth to your wall hanging, and they're really easy to do. All you're essentially doing is tying 3 square knots in a row, one underneath the other. Once you have tied the 3 square knots, you will need to use the middle cord that you are left with and pull it through the middle hole at the top. You can see there that I'm slightly separating out that gap, so it makes it easier to pull the middle cords through. Once you have wrestled the 2 cords through the center part at the top, you will now have a ball. That ball is called the berry knot. To secure it in place, make sure it doesn't move, we're just going to tie another square knot using the 2 outer cords that were not threaded through the center. Flatten it down a little to give it that round shape. Carry on down making the berry knots until you have 6 on one side. Now repeat that on the other side. Once you have a total of 12 berry knots, 6 on each side, we are nearly done. All we're going to do now is bring this wall hanging together by using the 4 central cords to create your final berry knot. All that is now left to do is to trim the end of the wall hanging. Now some would prefer to leave it shabby, perhaps it's your boho style, or you can cut it straight across like I am. Alternatively, you can also cut it in a V shape to follow the pyramid shape that you have created in the pattern above. There you have it, a square knot pyramid with berry knots. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and making this lovely wall hanging. Check out other kits on our website and don't forget to share your creations by tagging us on Instagram or Facebook.